How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here, and welcome back to another Advanced Wars by Web replay commentary. The first one I did, I really enjoyed a lot, and here I have another match that I would also love to bring up as well, because I honestly I would like other people to see this and see how I do as a player, because Advance Wars, now that I'm getting more into playing against other players, I, of course, would like feedback. I would like to be critiqued because I want to learn, I want to grow, and I want to be a better Advance Wars player. If Advance Wars Free Boot Camp ever has tournaments, oh man, I am going to make sure I get a chance to be in those because I just love Advance Wars as a game, and I also love competition. That's why I play some Smash Bros. Going back to locals actually made me love Smash again. But this is Advance Wars, specifically Advance Wars by Web. And this match in particular, I want to focus on one particular stat in the game that I personally believe is really effective, really good, really important, and that is defense. So, in the entire Advance Wars by Web roster, there are, I believe, 4 commanding officers who gain defense from their day to day. First one would be Kambai. Kambai's units have a bonus 30% attack and 30% defense. However, his units also cost 20% more. So you might see it might seem like it's evening out, it's balanced because he has to pay more to get those, but 30% defense and 30% attack is really, really strong. Like, he wouldn't even need to build that many units because one of his units can already do so much, which is why I believe Kambai is a lot higher on the tier list. I've gotten my ass kicked by Kambai a couple times on Advanced Wars by Web. Um, the second, it would be Sturm. In Advanced Wars by Web, Sturm loses 20% attack, but he gains 20% defense. So he's similar to his versus mode version in Advanced Wars 1. I haven't really seen how this Sturm performs with the lack of offense, but his defense clearly pretty tanky. Not as tanky as Combines, but still pretty tanky. They won't hit you back that hard though. Third would be Von Bolt from Advance Wars Dual Strike. I almost said Days of Ruin. Advance Wars Dual Strike. And Von Bolt just gets a fairly simple plus 10 attack and plus 10 defense. So his units hit a little harder, but they're also a little more tanky. Kind of like Hawkeye. When Hawkeye only gains the attack bonus, Von Bolt gains the defense bonus, which I do believe defense is pretty strong in comparison to attack. And the fourth would be the fourth commanding officer that comes to mind is Javier. Now, Javier has a 20% defense bonus whenever he's being attacked by indirect units, which would be artillery, rockets, missiles, and battleships. However, he can gain more defense from capturing comm towers. Now, comm towers already give you a plus 10 attack bonus, which is pretty nice. But when he captures a comm tower, he gets that attack bonus and a defense bonus, which is pretty good, I would say. It stacks with his 20% defense with indirect, so indirects would be dealing 30% less damage, and every other attack would be 10% less damage. So, the reason I wanted to bring up defense is because I am playing Javier on this map. You see my mouse? No, you cannot see my mouse. So this map is called Acceleration, and it gives you a black boat on each side and has bodies of water where you can transport your units around here or to here. We have the HQs right on the peninsulas of each side. Bases on the bottom side a neutral one that they can capture, and each corner has airports, and there's additional airports in the center island. All right, so this map I actually liked a lot. Here you can see we got two very contestable comm towers, depending on how each player likes to go. You could maybe take this black boat and send it up through the water and just get like a massive movement bonus compared to just walking in on ground. Here you gotta capture the base, and then you could start throwing up enemies to throwing up your units to try to capture this comm tower. I like this map. I really did. So I am playing as Javier, as we have mentioned. Javier has 20% defense to indirects and gains additional defense whenever he has a comm tower. And his two powers are Tower Shield and Tower of Power. Tower Shield, I actually kind of have some notes here in case I'm correct, but this shouldn't be too hard to remember. Alright, so Tower Shield, it increases his indirect defense bonus by 40%, and it also doubles the effect of comm towers. So if he has a comm tower, he will gain 20% attack and 20% defense from that comm tower. You can also add that up with the how do I say this? Innate, that might be the right word. Innate bonus with the power usage. So you gain additional plus 10 attack, plus 10 defense, and that would go up to 30, which is pretty nice. But Tower of Power, just Tower Shield doubles everything. Tower of Power triples everything. So his indirect defense will be up by 60%, and his comm tower effects will be triple. So that would be a 40% defense and attack by itself because of the additional superpower usage. And stacking that means that his indirect defense would be up by 100%, because you got the 60 plus the 30 from the comm tower, a single comm tower, and then you would have the additional 10%, which would make it to 100. He's gonna be pretty tanky, and even if your opponent doesn't even build indirects, his regular units are going to be tanky as well. Yeah, like I said, one comm tower is just 40%. Alright, now that we have covered mine, we are up against a Lash, who gains a plus 10% attack bonus for every terrain star. Note, however, that these do not affect air units. So, if Lash is attacking on a plane, she will gain a 10% attack bonus. Forest, 20. Cities, 30. Mountains and HQs, 40. I think Lash is pretty strong. I've played her a few times, but got my butt kicked because I haven't played her a lot. I guess my opponent just knows how to play around it and forces me to attack on weaker terrain. Like here you see shoals. Here we got shoals, roads, and bridges. All have 0 stars, so she's not going to get a bonus on that. However, these used missile silos, she can benefit from that, because you can see on the bottom left 3 stars. So her two powers. Her first one is terrain tactics, and terrain tactics. Movement costs for all terrain is reduced by 1, so it just makes her a little bit mobile. However, not in snow, but that won't matter because we are playing on a set clear weather. You really don't want to use this power that often. I really don't see a benefit to it. What most players like to do is that they like to save up their power meter to get their super, Prime Tactics. And what Tactics does, I should know how to do this. All right, yeah, I should know what that does. So not so it still gives you that reduction in terrain, so you still get to move a lot more through terrain. However, no, not however, but also it doubles the terrain stars, which is pretty strong. So planes would give you 2 stars, which means that you get a 20% 20% attack bonus and also 20% defense bonus because that terrain star goes to 2. Forests obviously 4. Cities would be 6, and that's pretty good. HQs and mountains will be 8. And let's not forget to mention that we're also going to be adding in the innate plus 10 attack and defense from using a power. So she would get 90 defense and attack if she was on a headquarter, and 30 on planes, and the rest you can do the math with. So, oh my gosh, it's already 11 minutes. So that is both of our characters. The reason I played Javier was because I decided to take this a little casually because this is my first Javier game, and I'm just like, I'm just going to be ambitious and try to see if I can get both of these comp towers. Now, I don't know how my opponent responds to this. This is my first time seeing this replay. So this will be some surprises for me. So without further ado, let's begin. So I start off with the infantry, and I decide to move my black boat down because look how far I can move in. If I had an extra one, extra movement, I would be able to put it here, and then I could put my infantry on this forest, and then I can start capturing it by day 3, which is pretty nice. Oh, black boats I never explained. They are like landers but you can only hold up to 2 infantry. You can't put a tank on it. And I also believe that they repair adjacent units as well by 2, but that also takes up your funds, like a city would. Alright, so it is now Lash's turn. She gets her infantry on the top. I have to refresh. Sorry about that. Move the black boat down. Okay. Yeah, the replay is a little buggy. So Lash, I can respect this. Goes straight for a city, tries to get that income bonus, and does the same thing with her black boat. I'm not the best player, so I don't really know if going for this base here. Well, let's see here. That would be 1, 2, 3 turns. She would have captured that base, but in those 3 turns, she is getting a 3,000 from. No, not 3,000. Be like 2,000 from capturing the city. Personally, I like to be a little aggressive in the early game, so I would have gone for the base. So, no, I'm stupid. I do the same thing. I just ate my own words right there. So yeah, I decided to do the same thing, capture the city, and I move my black boat up, and I will be able to capture this on day 4. Standard infantry, just transport with the black boat, and now day 2, captures a city and captures another city as well. So right now her funds is looking a lot better than mine, I would say. Alright, day 3. I decide to move into the forest, and because I'm kind of thinking, what if they just go aggressive? For some reason I just wanted to hide it. It's still in range of reaching the comm tower, but I think it's safer to hide it. And I decide to do the same thing with my cities, and I just capture whatever I can, and I build more infantry. Day 3, captures that one city, and moves the black boat down towards the center here, which I can respect that, because I end up not going for the center as much as I feel like I should have. But like I said earlier, I just wanted to be aggressive and just get these comm towers because I'm freaking Javier. Moves towards the base and moves her other infantry towards closer to another city to capture. Now day 4. Here I am, and I'm already capturing a comm tower. I was pretty excited when I did this. Decided to move up to capture more cities, and I move my infantry in a similar way. And I eventually end up moving one up towards the center, because maybe I want to get the city and then this airport. Because air units, they can go right over the sea and start going ham. I decided to build a recon, because I feel like you got a base here, going to be closer to enemy forces, have a recon scouted out, then we'll see what I'll do from there. Alright, it is now Lash's turn. Goes for a city in the center, and goes for another city. So right now I feel like Lash is ahead in the, oh yeah, she's definitely ahead in the capture game. If I was less ambitious, I probably would have been doing the same thing with the income. And builds a tank. Looking at this now really surprises me. Like, okay, like doesn't even build a recon, just builds a tank. Like Lash is already to fight, already prepared to fight. Ooh, you go, girl. Now day 5, I finally captured the comm tower. So now all of my units have plus 10% attack and defense, which is pretty nice. I was like, all right, one down, one more to go. Capture the base. I take it a little slowly, because if I capture this base and then I face resistance when capturing this comm tower, I can just respond with any unit with a base that's like much closer compared to the bottom center base, which is here. And I decide to move my recon up, and I decide to capture this port. But you never know if I want to build another one, another black boat, or maybe build something that could affect units like either battleship or a cruiser to contest air units. Move my infantry up, and then I build my tank a day later, because I'm also expecting some resistance on the side as well. This time, this one is more combat oriented compared to the heavy utility of a recon, who has 5 vision. I believe that's 5. Alright, day 5 for Lash. Captures its center city and moves her infantry closer to cities and moves whatever's in range to capture cities. Finally captures his base. Captures that city, moves the tank to the left. And moves her black boat down. And is going to ferry more infantry towards the center, which is something that I'm clearly not doing. This was a mistake on my end, just leaving my black boat just sitting there. Sure, it's using up more fuel, but it's actually doing something than just sitting here. I believe I have a weird way to use this black boat later in the game. You might see. Capture this port. I decide to move my recon up. Still see I face no competition. I decided to move my infantry down because I really expected something to interrupt my cap, and this infantry was in range to interrupt this cap, so I decided to play a little bit safe. Just wanted the comm tower, and then move my infantry down, start capturing the cities up there. I begin to capture that city, and here I'm like actually starting to capture cities, but I'm still pretty behind in the income game. And here I decided to build a recon because whenever I play, I always feel like, okay, have a recon on each separate front. We got the left front, the center front, and the right front. I don't know if I build one for the center anyways. But yeah, I just capture cities. Put this one here, so after I capture this, the turn after that, I'll be able to go straight to this. Which is something that you can, which is something that's really smart to think about. Like this infantry, for example, he puts it here. He doesn't need any movement bonuses to like capture the next city. So if you're capturing cities with your infantry, try to figure out what the best path for them is, in order to capture the most cities with less resources. Okay, now I actually use my black bow. Okay, so I did end up utilizing my black bow because I am not used to playing maps that like give you a pre-deployed transport unit, which are commonly black boats. Alright, so here, no ferrying transportation at all, goes straight to the next city. And like this one as well, can go right to the airport. Alright, and just moves his inventory up, builds his tank, moves it up, and now he probably sees that I already went for this comm tower. So he's probably expecting that I have some units down here already or some units up here. So he now has the information that I have a comm tower and that he is going to have to try to even it out by getting this one down here. Captures the city, uses his black boat, and brings it down, similar to what I did on turn 2. Begins to capture the rest of the cities, and he builds a tank on the right front, I'm sorry. And he finally builds a recon. I forget where he moves this. I haven't seen this replay yet. So my turn, capture what I can, and here I see, excuse me, that he's not that close to his comm tower yet. So I'm just like, oh, so maybe I do have a chance to get this comm tower. My ambition might pay off. So I move my infantry in. Not going to get it the next turn. Part of me felt like I wanted to buy an APC, but I felt like this was close enough, and I have something to defend this tower, so I should be fine. Move my recon in, hopefully to get information on the next turn. Capture what I can, capture the airport, and I decide to ferry towards the center, because the only thing that's in the center is this one infantry. I'm like, alright, I should start investing some units to get this little area. Capture what I can, I decide to hide my recon, and I get very good information that he has a tank here. I believe I respond by building a tank. Yeah, I build a tank in response, and I try to capture this left city. Build an infantry on this side, and my turn. I don't have any more funds to build another one with this center base. So he traps himself with his tank. So now he has information that these are my units. These were involved in capturing this comm tower. So now I'm like, all right, now I gotta run away the best I can, but still be close enough to keep this comm tower. He's capturing his bases, moving his units up, going for this airport. It's pretty nice. Gets his second airport, and he captures the city? I don't know, I was kind of expecting him to, you know, go for this comm tower, because I already got one here. And he's moving his recon down towards the center, which I believe is a really good move. Moves his tank down. Will be in range if I go for this comm tower somehow. Uses infantry, captures city. I am 3,000 funds behind. So, yeah. Spend so much resources to get this one comm tower. Let's see if it's worth it though. Moves his black boat back up. Builds an infantry to ferry that one. He's using his black boat very, very well. I commend him for the way he uses his black boat. Really nice. And he builds a recon up here. So he's like, alright, my opponent has a scout. I'll build a scout of my own. However, this tank already has all the information that's there. So I decide to put this infantry on the mountain because I want to see what's going on. And I'm just like, oh, he really doesn't have any units getting ready to capture this comm tower? And I'm just like, alright, I'm just going to put this tank on here. I have 3 defense from the comm tower and another 10% from my captured comm tower. And if there was like an artillery either here or here, I have an extra 20%. So in total I have 60% indirect defense if my opponent ever had an artillery, which I don't think anyone would against Javier because of the innate 20% from having no comm towers at all. Is day to day. Finally capture this airport, I capture the city, and I'm running away because I'm like, alright, I want to get out of range of this tank, out of vision. It had a recon here, so I think it was pretty good on my end to go all the way out. Because if I just left it right outside his range, this recon could come down, spot it out, and then he would be able to get the strike in. And now I'm moving my tank up because like, alright, about to face combat. Move that up to capture. Move this down, capture the city next turn. And I'm moving everything else in. And here I get some information. I was already able to see this when I put my medium tank there. Nice. I guess it's about the same. Yeah, it's about the same, but I at least have something to move out to see, and then I can attack with that later. Moving my infantry, getting ready to capture either the city or this comm tower. I mean, if this was free, I could get this comm tower with this infantry, and then get the city. No, I'm sorry. Move this up here, closer to the airport. Use this to capture the comm tower, use this to capture the city. Assuming there were no threats around here. And here you can see that I have infantry far away from this one, so I ended up missing this one, which is pretty bad for me. What I could have done is I could have used my black boat to get it to here or to here. That would capture the turn after. I decided to build a mech because I'm like, alright, I have this black boat. I could use this black boat up, bring it up here, and it would have face C combat right away because they only got 2 moves. Same distance as their vision. Do I even do that? Oh, that was fast. I don't know what happened. Well, it looks like I do. Yeah, I don't think much has changed from that quick transition. So it is now day 8. Captures this one city. Oh, it was out of vision, so he wouldn't have been able to see this tank. That's pretty nice. So when I first see this, I'm just like, oh, I'm going to get a good strike against this tank. He puts his infantry on the mountain for scouting, moves it down, sees I captured this airport, so he has that information. Ferries his black boat. Here for some reason? If I was him, I would have put my black boat here to drop off the infantry and then capture the city. So I unless my opponent has something else to do, I think this is a mistake here. Just put it on the HQ and you would be able to capture the city because you have your other infantry are nowhere closer to this. Moves it back, impeded by the river, so can only stop in that city. Has this recon information that I'm just capturing the city, so he knows that I haven't touched these. So he has these, he knows I have this. So he's getting a lot more information off of these moves, which was pretty good on him. Captures the airport on the top left, moves his recon down, and I'm just out of sight of the I'm just out of sight, so I'm just like, oh, this is really good of me. And now he puts his tank in the forest. Starts capturing the city, pushes his infantry down in hopes to retake this comm tower, which was never his to begin with. Builds a tank on this side, because he sees this, puts a tank down the middle. So I believe he's spreading his infantry out very well. Very well. I feel like this is a pretty good player. And decides to build a tank up here. And I only got 1 and a mech, so he's doing pretty good for himself. It is now day 9. I can only see 3 of his units, which is this infantry, and this tank. I am just out of range to finish it off my second one. Capture the city on the left, move the recon up here into the city. I think this was a mistake on my end. No. My plan was to, at least, if I could see it, then I can just go attack it. But it was in this forest. Probably should have put it next to the forest. I guess I was thinking if I put it here or here, he would have the chance to attack from the city with 3 defense. But this was a mistake on my end. Move this back to capture that city. I move my tank up. And it's barely just out of range of this recon. I believe I put it there because I have the information, and then I can just triple click and I can see the vision range of that recon, which is why I put it there. He would probably be going for this recon with his tank, which is what I was anticipating. Load the black boat in, capture the city before it can get interrupted. Move my black boat up, it's almost out of fuel, only at 18. And then I put it up, and I finally reveal this tank, and I was just kind of disappointed with myself when I did this. I was like, oh, that's a mistake on my end. Capture that bottom city, and here I go for a go for an attack. Really good trade on my end. I got the comm tower bonus. I have the comm tower terrain bonus, and get a pretty good strike. Lash is able to hit me back deal 2 damage because she gets 10% from being on a plane. So I'm to move my recon in and attack this infantry on the city. So Lash would be forced to repair, and that would cost her some funds. I believe 200. Infantry are only 1,000. Only heals for 1/5 at a time. 1,000 divided by 5 would be 200. Yeah, minus 200 from me doing this. And everything is counted by the thousands. So this was pretty good on my end. Oop, did not mean to left click like that, right click like that. And here I build a battle copter. I was like, alright, I need some threats in the center. And I'd say this was a pretty good battle copter because he does not have an anti-air up yet. Then I decided to move a 3rd infantry in. Again, this here, I believe, is horrible. I focused too much attention on the sides and not enough in the center, which allowed him to get these 2 cities. I believe these 4 are pretty contestable. This one not so much. And he's already gotten 2 of them. I build a recon to scout out the middle, and I build another infantry on the right side. This is now day 9, and he has a lot of information. There's a lot of things that he can't do here. Let's see what he does. Captures a city, moves his tank up, and attacks my recon, which is not a bad move. However, I still can see it though. I was able to deal an extra damage, drop it down to 4. Comm tower, really nice. Moves his tank down. I was like, oof. Wait, no, I don't see this, do I? No, I see this. Yeah, I don't think that was a bad move on him. If he moved it back 1, the max he could go with probably here, and he wouldn't be able to attack these. He moves his recon down, attacks my infantry, and forces me to lose 200 from that. Hides his tank in the forest, which is really good of him. It has so much range, you can do so many things from here. Moves his infantry down. Still, I'm out of sight of that, however. And here, see, you can see his mistake costing him. He moved all the way down here and threw it out too far from this city. He left it here, he would have started capturing this turn and would have gotten it the next turn. Attacks with this tank. It's on a forest, so it's getting 20% bonus, and it hits me really hard. But at least my tank is still safe. Goes for my recon, and I get the better trade because I have 30 defense and 10% attack bonus. Here, 1%, which means that she would get a plus 10 attack bonus, but realistically no defense because of my comm tower. captures the cities above, and moves his tank down. And here he starts capturing my comm tower, which forces me to respond to it. Moves his infantry in. If I only injure this, he has 2 more infantry that he can put down to join cap it. And he builds his own battlecopter here. I guess he sees mine. This was a really good battlecopter because he can bring it here and I have nothing to respond to it. I don't have my own anti-air. And here he just moves his infantry. One to the side, one to the middle. Puts his black boat in the port that he did not capture. In APC you could probably save this, so. Alright, so now day 10. I move my tank up and I wipe away his recon. So now he has only this tank, and this infantry to rely on for vision. I believe infantry have 5 range in total. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. So he would only be able to see this mech that this tank can already see. Capture the city on the side, and I interrupt this cap by I also put it on this empty missile silo for the additional 3 defense that you can see on the bottom left. And I decide to move my copter towards the left because I can commit to defending this side or bring it closer to the left side and help attack. Use my weakened tank, which is able to clearly wipe it out. And here I start capturing my second comm tower. I was just like, am I about to do this? Am I really about to get 2 defense? Decided to put this tank here to hide it. Probably should have built a defensive wall around my comm tower so I can guarantee that I get 2 by the end of the turn. Let's move my infantry forward, move my mech into the city, and capturing this port was actually kind of worth it for me, which means I get to keep my black boat for a bit longer. And I build another tank in response to his 2 tanks up here. Move my infantry up, and I get a 4-9 trade. 9 to 4, good trade, comm tower. And it's on a road, so it has 0 defense. And I finish it off with my second infantry. So now he doesn't have the information down here. The only information he has is his recon, and these are out of range. Move my infantry up, build another tank, build another infantry, move my infantry forward, attack with this recon, drops it down to 4, and I decide to hide it. I thought about maybe putting it on this mountain for more vision, but because it's hidden, this can't really see anything to get a strike on. Alright, it is now day 10, and he has 400 less, so he doesn't have 20,000, and because he had to repair twice, I believe. Yeah, if you're able to get units to repair, it makes him lose that extra 1,000, and those thousands really matter, because everything is counted by thousands in Advance Wars. Builds a city, captures the city, moves his copter in? I don't get why. Air units do not get to hide in forests because they're flying in the air. I learned that the hard way a long time ago, but yeah, he ends up leaving it one move tile less because he thinks he can hide it, but you can't. That's not how it works. Advance Wars logic is funny. Like, you can have a fighter that's like thousands of feet in the air, and the infantry can't walk underneath it. They can't even attack each other. So I thought it was funny. Battlecopters, they can attack each other, so I think it makes sense why an infantry can't go underneath a battlecopter, because they're low enough to attack the ground. Fighters, however, they're not, but you still can't walk under one. Thinking about making a video about that, assuming I have the time and resources to do so. Yeah, puts on the force, wastes a single move tile, puts his recon here, and he has all the information. He can see everything with this. decides to put the tank in the forest. A good move because this battlecopter wins the matchup versus a tank. Starts capturing his cities. Again, he could have caught that much sooner had he put his black bow here. Moves his tank down and actually takes out my recon. So I've probably lost my utility, my vision, but this no wait, no, it's insight because tanks have good vision. Moves that tank down and interrupts my cap. But look, actually it was at 6 HP. So I'm able to deal like 5 damage in return, which just makes this a roadblock now. Of course, 2 damage sucks when you're in the middle of capturing. And now he builds his anti-air. He's like, alright, now time to respond to this battlecopter, which could be going here, or could be going in the center. Question is, where would I put it? Because right now it's kind of a guessing game. But it's in sight, so he can see if I move up or move to the left, so he'll respond accordingly based on the information he has. Decides to build another anti-air on this side, probably expecting me to build one and going right, which is a good, I think is a good defensive option. Moves his infantry down to get that city. Tries to capture this comm tower, so 6 points left. Moves his tank in. And oddly enough goes for my recon. I guess it makes sense. I would have personally attacked this tank here. And here he's trying to attack just 2 damage. I'm not doing anything in return because it's already low enough. And he traps it completely, so most likely next turn it's dead. Day 11. I try to free my recon by attacking tank. Move it up. Probably should have put it on the river. Maybe not. Capture this comm tower. Sorry, I lost track of what the next thing was. Oh, it tells you up here. Next action, capture. Capture this airport down here. So now we are even on funds. But he captures this and this, which puts me behind by another 2. Move my battlecopter up and get that. And attack this recon. And my full healthy recon is able to get rid of that. And I build another battlecopter. So he lost his information again, which is pretty nice. Finally have an infantry moving here to capture the city. Pretty slow on my end, I believe. I decided to move this up here. Don't know why I did that. If I had it here, I would have had that 1-star bonus. And then I could just put this here. So I don't know why I did that. I decided to do that, and I kill everything. Move my 3rd tank up. Move it up. Move it up. Move it up. I don't join, because there really isn't anything to do anymore. You'd have to do like a major hit in order to prevent me from capturing this next turn. 1 infantry isn't going to do anything. Right now this is just information. Right now it's just information. Move my infantry up. Oh, press the wrong button on my mouse. I'm sorry. I have a really weird mouse. Infantry up, and I boldly attack, and I get the better end of the stick here. Which I really appreciate. Thank you, comm tower. And I moved something here, I forgot. Move my mech back. Don't know why I did that. Decided to put a recon on this comm tower, so he would have to invest into something to move it off, and then he could start capturing. Kills my tank. Kills my recon. And he starts capturing again. Moves his tank down. Hides it in the forest. Pushes his infantry forward. Moves his battlecopter down. Hits my battlecopter really hard. Captures the city. Moves the tank down. Captures the... no, it doesn't capture. Attacks the recon. I was like, oof. I really am losing the middle. Ignoring this middle has really costed me. Moves his infantry here. Moves his tank here. And hits me really hard on the shoal. And I believe he attacked me with his infantry, which doesn't kill, which is pretty nice. As his anti-air moving down, infantry moving down, and builds his second battlecopter. And a tank, and a recon, and an infantry. Decides to hide his infantry in the forest. He can see that I haven't captured the city yet. So it's now day 12. I'm pretty close to my power. So first thing I do, move my infantry up. I don't know why I did this. Move my infantry up, move my tank up, and here you can see the mistake. I attack without capturing the comm tower. This is a mistake I hear a lot of people do, is to not capture their comm tower before attacking. This could have been down to 3. I don't think it would have mattered that much, but it's not very efficient. In Advanced Wars, you want to try to get like the best value you can. And this was not the best value because I attacked before I captured the comm tower. I think I realized it this turn. This phase, I don't. Now I realize, I was like, oh crap, I already attacked, but this is already weakened enough. Now I have 20 attack and defense because I have both comm towers. So every single unit in my army is buffed by 20% in both attack and defense. The more comm towers you have as Javier, of course that's just going to keep stacking. You're just going to... I was happy when I did this. I'm smiling right now because I'm like, this is so stupid, but I'm so happy I pulled this off. I'm probably going to lose this match, but I can at least say, hey, I played a game with Javier and I got 2 comm towers. Alright, so I move my tank up because I'm able to see this, and look at that. I mean, they don't hit against tanks super hard, but I already dropped it down to 5 HP. So if I ever had a battlecopter, it's not as useful anymore. Move my tank up, and I hit it pretty hard as well. This is the 20. Move my infantry, capture city. Now I got my battlecopter here. And I'm like, oh ho, this is weak enough to not kill it. And I also got the tower bonuses, so I would say this is not that much of a threat to my battlecopter. Move my infantry up, keep moving up, and not notice this infantry. So this infantry only has information on what's on my comm tower. But yeah, I end up not seeing it. And I join, so now this is back up to 8. And now I start capturing the city. I am behind by 3. So this was not a good funds game for me. But I have buffed up units now. And look at this. 3 damage. 5 to 2. Right now all these trades just feel very, very favorable. Decide to hide this in the forest. I think I end up doing something funny with this infantry. But move my mech back up the city for some reason. And I loop around and I deal 20% to this tank. I was like, you know what? 20% buff. I should at least take out this tank. And boom, I do. I build my 4th battlecopter. Move my infantry up. Move my black boat up to use it as a forest seeker. I told you I would do something weird with this black boat, and I think I just keep it here just to keep this forest from being you can't hide in this forest now. Oh, and I heal my mech, so I guess it's not too bad. So now it's day 12. We both have our superpowers. And Lash uses her prime tactics, so now she gets she doubles her terrain stars and has a bonus plus 10 attack and defense. So it moves this anti-air in and hits me for 4 damage. It's on a shoal, so it's not getting anything. It only has a plus 10 because you can't multiply anything by 0. Moves the tank down. So 20, 9 to 3. Pretty favorable trade. Another favorable trade because the city now has 6 stars. and so therefore it's going to hit me pretty hard. Tries to move this infantry down to capture this neutral city. Moves his infantry down and wipes it out. Almost surprisingly to me. Maybe it was a good luck roll, I don't know. I can't think of all the calculations off the top of my head. Uses this anti-air to take out a 3 HP battlecopter, which I guess. I mean, it's only 3. The only thing you could just do is just like tickle units. You know, like da-da-da-da. It's only 3 with 20%, so it's not going to do that much, but I can see why. And moves his helicopter down, and it drops it to even, so I would say pretty good. Just, it does make us even though. Moves his infantry on the mountain, gets all that information just in case. Moves his infantry towards the center, as well as the battlecopter takes on my recon, so not too bad because he already had something else to kill it. Moves his infantry down, starts capturing that left city. Moves his tank in the forest, gets a 4 defense, and takes that down. The second tank, wow, surprisingly, no, not surprisingly, this tank is only at 1 HP, and goes for this mech. So although he does have a super, I still have 20 defense from the comm tower, so you can see how annoying defense really can be, because your units really stay and they can contribute to something if they're at least still alive, because there's still something that wouldn't want to make your opponent use something to kill. Does that recon down? Takes out the tank. Moves his infantry down. And yeah, this comm tower really looks like it's in peril. Good chance that I may never get this back. And he builds a battlecopter up here, which I obviously don't see yet. Builds a tank on the right side, a second recon on the top, and infantry in the center. So now, it is day 13. I do see everything though. The only thing that's hidden for me is this recon, infantry, and battlecopter. All right. So now I use my Tower of Power. So all that together, 2 comm towers are 20%. That will triple up to 60%. So now I have a whopping 60% attack and defense, plus using my power an additional 10. So now I have 70% attack and defense, and I'm using this during her super as well. So let's just see how hard I hit everything. Move my tank up, annihilated. 2 defense stars, and a third from having the power. Not happening. Move my infantry in, boom, interrupt the cap. Comm tower is safe. Move mine in, and I even it out because I have no additional defense. She has 70 from the city, so I can see why it turned out to be even. Infantry up, move my tank, move my mech away. I don't know what I'm doing with this mech. I really don't. I think I just ended up capturing the city with that next click. Move my battlecopter in. Boom. Just gets annihilated. My battlecopter still has some fight in it, so I use it to interrupt his cap. And here I decide to move this infantry up to his HQ. It's going to take me 3 turns to capture it because it's only at 9 HP. However, I am able to rattle my opponent and just be like, oh no, he's going for my headquarters. I gotta send something back to interrupt his capture. If he's not that hesitant, he can at least let it go for another turn. Unless I had another infantry hiding just to join cap. I deal 4 damage to this infantry, and then I drop it down to 1. I have a 3 HP tank going against this anti-air, drops it down to 1 HP as well. And I move everything up. Yeah, this is not going to do anything to me. This battlecopter put it in sight, killed that 1 HP infantry. And now with the defense of the plane, with that 1 defense of the plane and 0 defense on the shoal, I do 80 damage to this 1 tank. Infantry. And here, this is obviously a kill. No bonuses or anything. Obviously another kill. Take that out. Move my infantry up. I build a tank to assist this left side. I already have a battlecopter here, so I don't think I need another tank. Here, I decide to build a tank in the middle to help with the center. I build a recon because I lost my information unit. It is now day 13. I still have my super. She doesn't have her super anymore, so I still have my 70% attack and defense. So this enemy phase might turn out to be no. Advance Wars by web, no. Thank you. I'm so glad that replay. I'm so glad refreshing just saves it to that. But let's see, battlecopter. Well, I want to see that again. Only 2 damage. I still have a copter standing. That's how good defense is in this game. Even if you just have like a bunch of weak units, you can still do something with it. I can now tickle people again. This is hysterical to me. 70. My ambition is actually starting to pay off. I have the unit lead on the side, still behind by 2,000 funds, but and you can see the unit value here, 71,300 to my 70,300, only a difference of 1,000, but the 20 defense that's staying. This was super hilarious. And Lash does not get any terrain bonuses with her air units because it doesn't work like that. She'd be too strong. Anti-air here. 8. Only deals 2 damage. This would have done like possibly 9 damage, 8 damage, but no, only 2. 2! See, this is why I enjoyed this match so much. Another 2 damage with the infantry. These are so. I would probably be frustrated if I was Lash. If I was my opponent. Moves it down. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he does something next turn. Tank. 2 damage. This tank still survives. This is dumb. Moves his tank up. It's surviving as well. This is stupid. It's alive just to deal enough damage to drop it down to 7. I love this. And he tries to capture it, forcing me to use my units to interrupt that cap. And he has his 3rd tank down here. So it was looking pretty scary for me down here. My only strongest counter to it is 1 battlecopter, but there are 3 tanks at a good 7 and 8 HP. Moves his infantry down. Moves his battlecopter down. And, well, again, only 2 damage. So, he's really facing tanky units. Recon moves down. 1 damage. What, is it gonna be like another 1 damage? Oh, 2 damage this time. This is so annoying. I would be frustrated as my opponent, 100%. Built an anti-air up here to finally respawn my battlecopter. Recon in the center. Oh man, I didn't watch the replay, but just looking back and I just see all these low health units, I'm just like, oh my god, this super was amazing. But now it is gone. I don't have that bonus, but boom. Hit that. And I just start capturing his city to hopefully even out the funds when I do capture it. Drop it down to 5 HP. Move my battlecopter up. Takes on the infantry. I made a little mistake here. I wanted to put it on this forest. But I just ended up not clicking on the right spot, and I was like, oh crap, like, I don't now it's not hidden anymore. Now he knows that I'm probably gonna go for it, but this black belt only has one vision. I can only see the shoal, the sea, and so forth. Not diagonally though. This tank, cannot see it. Anti-air, 100% cannot see it. So I decided to put my thing in the forest for information. And I think I annihilate this battle. I do annihilate this battlecopter because of the bonuses. Infantry takes out this. Takes out my opponent's infantry. Move this tank down to hopefully back it up. Move mine in the city. And I get a very good trade because I get this nice defense. Drop it down low enough where it cannot do anything in return. This mech, I don't know what I was doing with this mech. I build an anti-air because I finally see this battlecopter. It's pretty close to it, so it will get another attack in before this is close enough to take it down completely. Recon moves up. I decide to hide my tanks because if he ever decides that he wants to try to hide something in the forests, they will be trapped, and I will know what they try to do. Infantry pulls back, kills the infantry on the city. So this city is now mine. Excuse me, to capture. And I build tank on the bottom. Move my infantry up because you can actually cross these shoals. Move this tank up. Surprisingly survives at 1. Use this infantry, takes out that recon. Still has a second one though. But here, finally, have this mech finishes off that infantry. And here I just wanted to interrupt this cap a little bit more, but as you can clearly see, it wasn't worth it. This was just being a useless nuisance. I'm sorry to call you that. I am a war commander after all in this game. Day 14, Lash. Let's see here. Tries to interrupt my cap. And it's still alive. Defense is a super nice stat. Because I still have this 10, so I can join cap, and I'll get it in like 2 turns from now, assuming these don't interfere that much. Moves the anti-air down. Anti-air clearly takes that out. Recon comes down, captures the city, so now he's 3 ahead of me. My early ambition is leaving me behind by 3, but in return, I do get beefier units. Pulls the battlecopter back up, and only does 2 damage to my tank. Yeah, it was on 8 HP, so it's not going to do as much, but I essentially have 50% defense because of this property here. This comm tower here was... What? 7-8! 4-5. And he got the first strike. No! Okay, so down here. Focus down here. What's that? Still stands. Anti-air goes down. Anti-air takes out battlecopter in the center. Moves recon down the center. Captures city on the left. No, advance force by web. Don't do this now. Please, 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 please. I'm sorry. Helicopter, 2 HP. Tank, 3 HP. But I still have the lead. Helicopter comes down. Finally kills this infantry. Rest in peace, infantry. Recon takes out my mech. Puts this infantry back to heal. I don't know why he would do that. Well, I mean, he's already 200 short off of some other things, so I can see why. Moves this down, gets information that I have a tank down here, hides it in the forest, and he's just continuing to move his infantry up, and he has a second anti-air, which I think was pretty good on him, and another tank in the center. Alright, so now, my turn. Day 15. How do I get through all this? I start with the HQ capture, forcing him to either pull this back or pull this off to the side and take another day to get closer towards the action. I really just did this just to rattle my opponent, or if I ever got super lucky enough that he didn't have any units close enough, I would have, I'm sorry, I would have probably won with an HQ cap, assuming that these weren't so close. Move my battlecopter up. I don't see this anti-air, but I guess I kind of believe that it was going to die. But yeah, move this tank up. Get this tank off my comm tower. That is mine. You cannot have it. And I do pretty good damage because I am a buffed up tank versus a recon. And I keep my comm tower safe by throwing it up there. I decide to attack, and I get 2 damage off and 1 damage in return, which I still think is a very nice trade. Move my infantry down here, get information on this anti-air while still being hidden, which I think is in range for my tank. To drop down 1 HP, and I decide to move my battlecopter up to assist this top side. Infantry comes up to assist as well, so does my anti-air. My anti-air, yeah, if he attacks my tank, I should get the, I should be in range to kill it. I don't see what I did. Okay, left side, move this tank up. 100% will kill that. Move my recon up, deal 1 damage to it. And look, these 1 damage tanks are actually getting value. Look at this. Oh wait, move back. Yeah, look at this. Because these were able to survive thanks to Javier's defense bonus with the comm towers, I'm able to finish off that tank. Then I got a recon, weaken enough, still keep the full 10 HP, and have my tank finish off that last tank. And I joined cap, so I have another greater chance to get the city, to steal 1 from him and bring it to a 21,000 to a 22,000, just a one income difference. And I decide to push my infantry forward, and I move my recon forward. I get this information, but not this information. And here I move it up. I'm like, alright, I don't really have anything over here. If he ever tries to go for a HQ cap like I did, I have something to interrupt it. Although this could have interrupted it as well, but I want this anti-air to move up here, because it would be a waste to not bring it up here. Move my tank up, and I build 2 more tanks on the bottom. I actually built 3 tanks, so I'm like, alright, let's rebuild my army. It is now day 15. Lash's turn. Tries to interrupt my cap again. And here he uses his... Yeah, this was not in range. So my battlecopter remains because this tank here, the infantry, is forcing this anti-air to interrupt this cap, which I think is a mistake. I think. Because I can see why if I have more infantry that he cannot see close by. Like, I could put it here and he won't be able to see it. And then I'll just capture join cap. And now what are the chances I capture his headquarters? A lot higher. So rattling my opponent enough to force him to pull back and interrupt this cap. Better. Do 6 damage to it. This is kind of like a mind game thing that I was going for. And you can see my mind game has paid off, because nothing is going to kill this battlecopter. I said that with confidence until I saw the second one. Thank goodness that forest is there. I think this forest impeded it from getting any closer. So now he moves it up, and he goes for my city to try to do the same thing I'm doing over here. Battlecopter is not killing this tank, forcing him to use another unit to kill it. And look, 7 HP tank probably would have done a lot more, but this is super nice. This is how good defense is, guys. As a tank in, not killing this infantry. So I have 3 units here. 2 of them still alive. 1 of them still a decent threat. Full forces his recon, 1 damage. So now he cannot. Actually, he could if he takes this infantry, tries to kill that. If he kills it, and then move this infantry down and kills that, then what will he have to try to capture the comm tower? No, it's still standing. 50 defense, ladies and gentlemen. I'm enjoying this too much. Recon here. Let's see if I had anything here, but this would have done the same thing as well. This is anti-air down to hide, just for scouting. That's the best it can do. Loses infantry down, builds a tank on the right side. Builds another battlecopter, which I think is a good response, and builds another tank. It is now my turn. So I move my anti-air in, and bam, just like that, that battlecopter is no longer a threat. I got this one here, and I wipe it out. This is stupid. I have two comm towers. I don't know what the difference would be if I only had one comm tower. I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna click on this. I don't know how slightly weaker it would be. Maybe it would just survive by one. But this... Javier. This is why, when you're designing a map, you don't put more than 2 comm towers. Because if Javier gets 2, you're in for some trouble. Because no one else gets defense from comm towers. So Javier could get 2 of those comm towers, you can at least get 1, but you're not getting any defense from defense. Javier is. Did he just... Oh no, it's my turn. I'm sorry. Wow, I took that out. Wow. I'm impressed. And here, 3 to 9, pretty good trade. And I join? I think I do this to get, no. I join it to full HP. So I can move this out the way, and I even it up because I am buffed. And then I join, so now I'm ahead with HP. Defense, man. Defense is so good. Move my recon up, and I have a lot of information. Although I can't see 2 of them, I do deal half damage to this infantry on the mountain. Finally capture the city. I am now only 2 behind. Move my tank up, and I deal 8 damage to this infantry. And I don't finish it off. So now I have it on here, so I'm just like, okay, anyone trying to capture, bring it. I'll know, and I'll respond. Now here I get off because I'm like, you know what, I'm not getting this. So let's just make him paranoid and hide my unit. He can't see it. It's in the forest. So now he's going to be like, alright, this thing went somewhere. I gotta find it. Most likely ended up here, or did something else. And, what'd I do? Oh, I capture this. It's now only at 1. So there's a good chance I will capture that city. I move my battlecopter to the side in hopes of preventing this from reaching my battlecopter. I move my tank back. I think to make some kind of... Yeah, I make a defense formation. I don't know why I did this. But now he cannot attack my battlecopter. Move my infantry up and start capturing this to make him respond as I get my 4th tank on. Yeah, really, I just build like a block, and I'm just like, well, bring it, try to stop me. And I am threatening to capture 2 of his cities. I build another battlecopter in the center, build another tank on the left side. Recon in the center, although I already had one, I guess. What's the most expensive one I could buy that could actually impact something? This recon. This recon can take care of a 1 HP anti-air and 1 HP infantry. Alright, now, day 18. Lash has her super ready. And of course, she is going to pop that because that's a really, really good move. Helicopter comes down. Not much of a difference because because air units do not get terrain bonuses. It only has a buff from using a super. Hour 14, hour 15. Oh wow. I knew these videos were going to be long, but I'm committed. Here, it's +4, and plus the 10, so that's a 50%. Not too surprised. She was able to take that down. Anti-airs, I was going to hide to scout, and starts to rattle me a little bit by capturing that city. Tank comes down. Surprisingly, with the 3 terrain stars, does not kill it. But he was able to finish it off with his tank. Infantry comes in and he starts to capture. He wants to even this out now. And he tries to put something up for defense, but I got plenty of other units that can attack. Recon comes down and kills my infantry. It's a +30 buff. And starts to capture the city that would take him like 5 days. So not too much. It kills like 3 of my units, which I guess is alright. But I'm ahead in units by 27 to 17. I just have 2 more infantry and 2 more battlecopters and 4 more tanks. Look at that, 97,000, almost 98,000 to almost 66,000. I am that much ahead in value because all my units just keep surviving. Defense is a good stat. I'm gonna have to try this out with someone else. Like, let's see here. I already have 20% bonuses from here. I could probably try Stern, but Stern won't hit as hard though. But he will survive pretty hard. And with a comm tower, he will get additional attack. So it would just be like 1 less attack, similar to Colin's level of offense. And here I'm close to capturing the city. I think I have a really good chance to capture it. I'm only 1 behind. If I capture this, I will finally be ahead in the income game. Move my anti-air up, deal 6 damage to this infantry because the super is still up. Helicopter, super is still up. I get it. I have my tank, not straying it off too far. Like, it still has the reach to get over here, but I get that. City in. Move my infantry in, try to kill this. I don't use my super yet, because I don't think... I think next turn I would get much more value if I use it when Lash does not have her super. And I kind of expect this to survive. It does by 3, but I've interrupted this cap to the point where it's going to be very hard for him to capture it. Decide to see if I could finish it off. I can't finish it off because it has 70 defense with the city and the super. And I decide to hide this. I'm like, you know what? If something's going to come in, I will ambush it from the forest. Again, I have another tank up to assist. With my battlecopter over, finish it off here. With my recon, even it out. Mistake on my end, should have used my battlecopter first and then use my recon. And it is down to 2. Infantry moves up in order to assist. Tank is in range. 9 to 5. Decide to have my recon up, drop down to 3, or no, I do nothing actually. I take 3 damage in return, so this was not a favorable trade. But I have another tank up, I have a tank there, and I have another tank here. I actually could have maybe joined with this one, but putting this one here, it is blocking him from getting this the city unless he decides to attack this and then move it through to attack. But why would he want to use this tank to finish off a 1 HP tank? So I am really forcing him to make a decision. Move my infantry forward, and I have my anti-air in the center, ready to counter any anything else here. So I decided to build a transport copter this late in the game. I really think it's really late. Day 17. And I think my reasoning was because, alright, I will build an infantry ahead of time, and I will see if I can, like, do any more rattling, so to speak. Do any more to try to get him to respond and make him waste units. Build an infantry. I build this up here. Put this up here, because I'm like, you know what? It's probably going to die. See if I can get any information up there. I know that sounds morbid, but I'm trying. So, his power is now gone. You can probably imagine what I'll do next turn. I feel so evil. Moves the infantry forward, and I can guess, you can kind of guess that he would try to he would try to get closer to my HP, but I already have something here to defend it. And this tank can reach as well because it can cross this shoal, this shoal, and into the center. I really like this map because there's like 6 ways you can get to the center. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope to play this again in the future. It's called Acceleration. I could just look up the map. Recon does not kill my buffed up infantry. Wait, what? He tries to attack and it dies. This is stupid! However, that is expected. Puts his tank down. See, like, he gets more value off of killing this, this tank instead of this one. So I am very much guaranteed to get this city and change the funds into my favor. Oh, it's even right now, as you can see. So anti-air, obviously going to finish off that one. HP tank builds 2 battlecopters. Moves a tank into the forest and deals some damage. And he deals some more damage. Moves his battlecopter in. It's hidden in forest. And he builds a Neo tank. This was quite the ambitious build, I would say. But personally, I would have built it either here or either here. But instead, what I think I would have done is just build like 2 smaller tanks. I think this is like 22,000 for a Neo tank. I can't really recall, but I would rather build a tank here, and anything surplus I have, maybe a 3rd tank that might be able to have. Might have 27,000, I think. Yeah, 27,000. So I was right, 22,000. I think she could have built something better. In fact, it's like, this is kind of baffling to me personally, because it would make more sense if it was built either here, or instead you can at least build like 1 medium tank on whatever side you might feel struggling, and then you can use the rest to build something else. You can't build 2 medium tanks, but I think you can build medium tank and a regular tank on either side. Probably medium tank here and another tank here. Regular tank. Builds 1 infantry. Does not build another infantry up here. Probably could have built a recon. They had definitely had the funds for it. Probably just gave up, honestly. But here, I have my super, and Lash does not. I was actually live streaming this on a Discord. I was like, oh, friends, I have something for you. But I do end up making a mistake here. 1 mistake. So I move it up. It's down to 1 because I have 70% bonus attack and defense, while the only thing she has is really nothing, just an attack boost with the terrain stars on the bottom left. Move my move my helicopter in, dead. Move my tank up, 100% dead. Move this tank up, boom, that is dead. Anti-air kills that. Push my infantry up, hopefully to capture something. Move the tank up. Now I am ahead by 1,000. I think this is the first time I am ahead in the income game. Because like I said, my early game was really ambitious. I honestly don't recommend it if you're going for a heavy, if you're like going like playing a high level playthrough. I don't recommend doing what I did. I called this casual play because I just wanted to see if I was able to pull this off, but I didn't think that it was going to be this powerful. My ambition actually pays off, and by day 18, I do get by day 18 I finally have a lead. I did have the lead in unit count, unit value, but never by income, because everything just kept surviving. Tank, that's a higher, no, it's about even. Tank, finish off the anti-air. Use my other tank, finish off that tank. Recon, scout out, see, build the base, and I put my transport copter here, and put that for my infantry. So my plan was to kinda bring it up here, stop this, oh, it's still, the black boat's still alive, I can't cross it. Maybe get this anti-air to do something else, and then I could start capturing. And then I have 3 extra HP in case I want to join cap. So now I'm just moving the rest of my tanks up. I join my 1 HP, bring it up to 6. Excuse me. Recon, 100% gonna kill that. I decide to take out, deal 8 damage from a road next to a Lash unit on a plane, and I take no repercussion. Decide to hide it back in the forest, and I decide to capture. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna annoy you now. I feel like I have a good chance, and I build a bomber. I don't see any anti-air, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I feel like this is a comfortable time to build a bomber. I see this anti-air, but I end up doing something else with it. Decide to refuel my black boat, and possibly ferry some more infantry. I don't know if I do that though. I decided to move it up. I think I had a copter here, because I was going for this copter, but then I got interrupted. I don't recall talking about this, but I do remember going for this copter and then not being able to attack it because I got trapped. Should have used this infantry to scout out the forest first. Now this says low ammo, just has 2 missiles left, but the bullets are still pretty powerful. So what did my opponent move? I don't see my opponent moving anything. Okay, so I can't click any more of this. So, but I do know that my opponent resigned the match. It's supposed to pop up and say that my opponent quit or resigned the match, but I guess it didn't. But yeah, you can see this game has ended. In fact, I just let me just hide this for a little bit. Oop, not hiding. In fact, yeah, I'm just gonna scroll down to my games. And if I click on the match now, the fog is gone. It just reveals everything. My opponent has surrendered this match. So overall, this was a fun match for me, and I also think this match did a good job showcasing how valuable defense can really be as a stat. Like, I don't think it even mattered that I hit them that hard. Probably did when I was playing, but for my opponent's phase, he really couldn't kill a lot of things because I had 20 defense from these comm towers. Again, I will say I don't recommend being this ambitious when you're playing as Javier. Like, I only did this because I was freaking Javier. I knew I had an extra bonus when it came to these comm towers. Like, this one comm tower here, surrounded by Blue Moon properties, except for the bottom side. Here, I think regularly I would have gone for this comm tower. Unless I was Sammy and I had an infantry here, Sammy's black boat would have been able to reach this forest and start capturing this comm tower. I forgot where the black boats spawn, but if it spawned like here, then starting turn 2 you can capture with Sammy because she gets a +1 movement bonus with her transports. But this video has nearly gone an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much for keeping up with me and doing this whole video, because Advanced Wars by Web videos are long. Replay commentaries are long because there's like so much to talk about, so much to discuss, to see how some things could have been done better, how to avoid mistakes. Again, I hope that somebody watches my videos and critiques me on some things that I could have done, or some things that are better to build, because that bomber at the end probably could have built something better, but I was just being ambitious, as I said. But that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me, especially if you're still staying here, watching a 90-minute video of me talking about Advance Wars. But I do the same thing. I love watching stuff like this because I want to learn. I want to be better as a player. I am like feeling very well committed to this as a hobby, really. I am so glad this website exists. Advanced Wars by Web, I will put a link in the description below for you to try it out yourself. And hopefully I see you on the battlefield. Guys and gals, this has been Advanced Warrior, and all of you have my warm regards. Please, take care. I really do mean it.